Hello and welcome to the Sunday edition of the UFO Planet News Report. I'm Darin Crapo. Today we are following these stories. Another banner UFO captured on film, this time flying over Nampa, Idaho. A very large rectangular UFO flies slowly across the Las Vegas skyline. An observer captures footage of a large black UFO in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. UFO captured on film at the Eastern Jeep Safari in Moab, Utah. And a couple in Ontario, Canada experienced a triangle UFO sighting together. Hold on tight. UFO Planet launches right now.
An object which is in the same place all the time, but it just needs to be tagging along with it.
Remember the UFO story from Monroe, Ohio that we showed you on the program back in February? You're looking at the video right now. Back then, several viewers thought they could make out an aircraft pulling the object they thought was an advertising banner. We have another sighting now that looks nearly the same. This time it comes from Nampa, Idaho, recorded just recently on March 17th. An observer there captured a series of photos of a banner-looking object that looks nearly identical to the banner in Monroe, Ohio. The observer in Idaho says that he was outside when he noticed a rectangular object traveling across the sky. Like the sighting in Monroe, the shooter in Idaho says there was no airplane pulling the banner and there were no aircraft captured in the photos. Now, that's very important information. If this object was being pulled by an aircraft, the plane would be close to the banner and easy to see. An observer wouldn't need to strain their eyes to see the airplane, but be able to plainly see the banner. It just doesn't work that way. So we believe neither the sighting in Monroe, Ohio, or the sighting in Nampa, Idaho, could possibly be sky advertising banners. The evidence just isn't there to support that theory. Something else we found odd. The observer in Idaho had a mere 14 words to say about an event that many of us would find very fascinating and possibly even life-changing.
UFO Planet.
Las Vegas, Nevada is the setting for our next story. This UFO sighting took place on January 9th between 7:15 and 7:40 a.m. The observer had just gotten ready to walk to a work conference he was attending when a hot air balloon caught his attention. He didn't think much of it and began scanning the sky, and that's when he noticed a very large, slow-moving, rectangular object. After a few minutes of personal viewing, he decided to take a video because he kind of figured no one would believe his story if he didn't have some proof. He wondered what it could be, moving so slow. It didn't look like any of the blimps he'd seen at sporting events, and he thinks it was moving far too slow to be a conventional aircraft and seemed way too large to be a drone. In reality, he has no clue what it was, which is why he says he submitted it for investigation. The observer summarized his experience this way. I saw a seemingly large craft, dark in color, moving left to right, somewhat steady, but very slow, almost hovering, traveling towards Las Vegas. You can clearly see a large rectangular object moving across the horizon. In some ways, it reminds me of the banner UFOs from Monroe and Nampa. Because there was a hot air balloon in the area, it would be wise for us to consider that. However, that wouldn't be my description of choice.
UFO Planet.
It was about 5:30 p.m. in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, when an observer was outside to close his gate when he noticed a black object flying overhead. At first, he thought it was a bird, but something just wasn't right about that. There were no wings. The object observed was flying at approximately the same height as a passenger airliner would fly. The observer realized that he wasn't witnessing a bird. It was too high for a bird, and it had no wings. And it couldn't be a balloon because it was just too big for a balloon. So he surmises that he was watching an unidentified flying object. He had a clear view of the object and says it was very large. He reports the size of about the same as the cockpit section of a large passenger airliner. It was moving fast, about the same speed as a jet. It was square-like, but as it flies and turns, the observer says he could see the top part of the object is rectangular, with straight lines running across from the center to the edge. He says that it didn't emit any sound at all as it flew by, and that he lost sight of the object when it flew past his home to the back of the house. He says he has shown the video to a few of his close friends, but none of them are able to explain what it is that he saw that day over his home.
UFO Planet.
This story comes to us from an observer who was attending the Easter Jeep Safari on the Fins and Things Trail near Moab, Utah. He says he was taking pictures of Jeeps coming down the trail at 12:41 p.m. when he captured something odd on film. He never noticed the object until later when reviewing his photos, a regular occurrence in the UFO reporting community. At the time of the incident, he never saw or heard anything unusual. The shooter is asking someone to let him know if he just captured the mothership or if it's just an incident of an insect close to the lens. He says he doesn't care one way or the other. He just wants to put his mind to rest.
UFO Planet.
This story comes from Thornhill, Ontario, here in Canada, and was recorded yesterday, March 20th. The submitter says that he and his girlfriend first observed several glowing orbs in triangle formation near their home at around 9 p.m. They immediately went outside to take a better look. They saw a commercial airliner coming in and recorded it for comparison. Then, almost immediately, they noticed 3 glowing orbs flying in triangle formation directly behind them.
By contrast, that's what an airplane looks like. Oh, geez, there they are again. Oh my God, I have no clue what that is.
Told you I saw something weird.
We gotta get out from under this light into the dark. Jeez. Look, there's another one. There's another one coming up over there, behind that tree. Look at this. There's 4 of them. I'm gonna try to zoom in. Are you taping this?
Yeah, I am.
There's no lights flashing. It's a solid light.
Oh, one of them's starting to dim out.
Oh.
The front one you can't even see on my camera anymore.
No, that one's gone.
The couple said that the balls of light were silent. Together, they observed them for several minutes until they disappeared from view.
Another one.
UFO Planet.
Well, thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate your support of the program. My favorite UFO sighting today would have to be the fascinating sighting from Las Vegas, Nevada. I really can't figure out what that large black rectangular object was. I would really like to know what you think it was, too, so drop me a comment. My name's Darin Crapo. Thanks for watching. See you Wednesday.